how did you split directing duties? What did it mean to direct the puppets, the voice acting? How did that? I imagine it's a different kind of manifestation. Correct.
So he's asking about the division of duties as far as the directing went.
Hold on.
Okay.
For a second. Yeah, we get asked this a lot. I think because, maybe people, well, first of all, we did everything 50-50, Charlie and I. From the voice records, which we were both there together. Charlie, the actors had already, they were familiar with the roles already because they had done the play. And Charlie had directed them previously in the play, so they had some background into their characters and brought a lot to it right off the bat. But from that first moment we were there, and all through the creative development, we discussed every step of the process. The way animation works is you record the voices, and then you do storyboards, and then you do this thing called an animatic, which is like an edited version of the entire film to storyboards and sound. Because when you animate, it's so expensive and time-consuming and labor-intensive that you really animate only like to the frame exactly that shot that's in the animatic, like one-to-one. So pre-production is kind of like the deal. And then when you start production, you direct the animators, and there's lots of things that come up, but it's a slow process. So Charlie and I were able to discuss every beat of the whole story and all the blocking and performance, and then when a shot would get launched, we would discuss the shot and then direct the animator, and then the animator would get launched, and then Charlie would see the shot as it was progressing, and then when the shot was complete, we would look at it together. So we were able to work together, unlike maybe in a live action setting where things are happening like immediate, and it's like, who's gonna answer this question? We were able to kind of like discuss the answer and come to a conclusion,
Who else? Okay, right there.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay, Japanese sex automaton. Let's talk about that.
I don't know where you can purchase one.
I think you all heard that one. Okay, yeah, right there.
First off, great job, all of you. Question for Charlie. One of the projects I read that I was getting excited about was Frank or Francis, and I was sad when it didn't work out. Is there any chance you'll try and get it again, or is that?
I'm trying. So the question was about a previous script called Frank or Francis, which I believe was a musical, and they had an incredible cast lined up. I actually read the script; it's pretty tremendous, and I hope. So the question was, is there any chance of it still happening?
I mean, we've been trying. My producer, Anthony Bregman, who I've worked with on a bunch of movies, it's been, since we lost our financing, has been trying to find financing for 5-6 years now, and so far we don't have it. So, I mean, I'm not hopeful, but I wouldn't turn down the money if it came around.
We talked about this before, but I want to know, to follow up on that, this film was made completely outside the Hollywood system, and the response has been pretty much overwhelmingly positive. Do you think that maybe just for the kind of material that you're writing, do you think this is going to be the way you go from this point, or are you still hoping to work a little bit in the system as well?
I mean, I'll take the work where I can get it. Honestly, and however it comes about. I mean, I've got stuff that I'm working on for a studio now, and I got Frank or Francis, which which is not a studio, and whatever comes first, I'll do. I don't really, the fact that this happened at all seems like an incredibly lucky thing. I don't think we can count on this kind of thing happening again like it happened. And it was fairly hard for everybody, and we didn't have the amount of money that we needed to make it, and so it was an enormous struggle. But yeah, maybe.
All right, one last question, I think. Go right in the middle. Oh, wait, okay. You good. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Hi, thanks. I'm wondering about the facial fissures, for lack of a better word. Were those an artistic, thematic choice, or were they just functional?
So she's asking about the fact that you could see the lines on the faces where the pieces would come off and they would change them. In a lot of stop motion things, they digitally cover those up and post, but you opted not to, and why did you do that?
Yeah, so as he said, it's a practical function of how the puppets operate. Faces separate those two sections, and that's how the faces are replaced. And many times they paint them out, and it just didn't feel right to us to paint them out in keeping with sort of the aesthetic and the approach to the film that we had in mind, which is just a very sort of like the pursuit of truth in a sense. It's a stop motion animated film, and this is how these puppets function, and we wanted to be able to sense the the brush strokes, so to speak, or the the fingerprints in the process. And we liked that aesthetic, and it started to have, it felt right, and started to have a relevance to the story as well, and we ended up implementing it. It seemed to coincide with some of the themes in the film as well. Is that too vague, or?
We should mention that the film is actually opening in a limited release at the end of the year, and probably wider in January, probably in Chicago in January, which means you guys have a lot of time, many months or weeks to talk it up through every means necessary. I think a film like this is going to kind of live or die based on a lot of word of mouth, so please use that opportunity to talk about it, demand the action figures, come on. Make their own adventures. Guys, thank you so much for sticking around and talking to us.